Change starts with a decision. No more excuses. It don't have to make sense to nobody else but you and God. Everything that makes you you is why you're so important. Your strengths are the keys to the doors that, guess what? Only you were meant to open. We're going to use this 30 minutes to get some stuff done. We're not wasting no more time. There's so many things to do, accomplish, and to grow and build. You don't have to do everything on your own. Join us every Tuesday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. We are not moving forward to this next level in doubt or confusion. It's not easy. This is Penny Owens, founder of Penny Owens LLC, a leadership empowerment consultancy where we are on a mission to empower professionals, small business owners, and corporate teams to live and lead in their authentic purpose, starting with the hearts of leaders and expanding to their teams, environments, and the communities that they influence. Good morning, leaders of San Antonio. How are you doing this lovely, lovely Tuesday? Let me make sure that everything is going correctly and smooth. I got some things to tell you today. Now, today's intention is know when to change things up. I'm saying you need to know exactly when it is time to let go and do something different. It calls you. You can feel it. I don't see why we're fighting it. Okay? Now, like I said, today's theme is know when to change things up. Who's going to tell you or make you outside of you? Okay? Leadership is not just about guiding others. It's about recognizing when you need to shift, pivot, adjust, or evolve. Sometimes God calls us to stay the course, and sometimes he calls us to change directions entirely. Okay, so don't fight it, just pay attention. Wisdom is knowing the difference, and courage is acting on it. And you need to have both. We live in a world that changes by the hour. Communities shift, economies shift, people shift, circumstances shift. Leadership that refuses to adapt becomes leadership that slowly disappears. But leadership that evolves, that listens, learns, and adjusts, okay, that's the leadership that thrives. And there's a difference. Sometimes your next level is locked behind a change that you've been avoiding, and sometimes your breakthroughs are waiting on the other side of a decision that you keep postponing. Get it together. And sometimes God is whispering, daughter, son, this season has ended, and now it's time to change things up. Now, leaders must recognize when these seasons are shifting. Ecclesiastes 3 tells us that to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to build, a time to rebuild, a time to release, and a time to start fresh. As leaders, we must be able to read these seasons. We have to pay attention. We must sense when the wind is changing, and we must pay attention when the old ways stop working. Okay? God often reveals the need for these change. He does it slowly. He don't just kind of break you in unless it was something major. He breaks this in and lets us know ahead of time by a growing discomfort, a sense of misalignment, a loss of motivation, persistent obstacles that just keep hitting you back to back, or a new opportunity that keep resurfacing. These are not by accident. They are invitations. So you want to miss it? Come on, don't fight it. Now, why do we resist change so much? Oh my goodness. Let's be honest. We don't resist change because change is hard, especially as leaders. You've done it 1,000 times. We resist change because the unknown is hard. We resist because we're loyal to the old system. We fear that disappointing people, we don't want to disappoint people. We don't want to start from scratch after all that hard work. We're afraid of failure. We're comfortable or we're tied to the identity of what used to work. We're comfortable. But here's the truth, okay? Your identity is not tied to a role, a method, or a season. Your identity is tied to your calling, and your calling is timeless, even when the instructions change. Now, God will never stop evolving you. He will never stop stretching you, and He will never stop preparing you for the next season. I mean, that's what you want Him to do, right? You want Him to make sure He gets you ready. You're not trying to stay here. God uses change to reposition us. Sometimes change can feel like loss, a disruption. Sometimes it feels like confusion. But biblically, change is often when God is repositioning. Now, think about it. Moses had to leave the palace before he could lead the people. Joseph had to leave home before he could reach the throne. Ruth had to leave Moab to reach her destiny. And Paul even had to leave his identity, okay? The whole old identity to find his purpose. So there's plenty of evidence that change is necessary. When God shifts you, it is not a punishment, it's a preparation. And whenever God closes the door, it's not rejection, it's redirection. That's it. Whenever God changes things up, He is getting ready to elevate you. So don't fight this change. You know that there's signs to time to change things up when your growth has stalled. If you're no longer learning, stretching, or evolving, this season has already ended, okay? Number 2, when you have used to work with the way that you used to do it, it doesn't work anymore because methods have an expiration date, but your purpose does not. So shift when the burden outweighs the blessing. Sometimes the heaviness that you are feeling is not resistance, it's release. So go with it. When God keeps bringing you the same message over and over, whether it's through sermons, conversations, dreams, disruptions, or just random people, pay attention to when heaven is calling you, especially when it repeats itself. Okay, we need you to get this message. Matter of fact, when your peace leaves the room, your peace is your compass. And if you have lost it, then maybe it's time to move to a new direction. Remember, always protect your peace, but that is a signal that something might be up and it may be time to skedaddle. I'm just saying, you can pray on it, you can sit and think about it, but that's usually a sign when you are really no longer happy. Change requires courage, the courage to step into the unfamiliar. It's scary. Courage to try something new, the courage to disappoint people in order to not disappoint God. And I'm going to let you know, between them and Him, there's no competition. And I hope that you feel the same. Okay. Leaders often fear because being judged for making a change, especially if it's random or unprovoked, they feel it, and they don't want it. They lead a lot of people. So they're very, very conscious of all those different people. But you cannot lead based on other people's expectations. That's why you're the leader, not the follower. You must lead on God's expectations. Like I said, between the two, who would you rather fear or follow? It ain't them people. No offense, people. We love you. We love you. But God is first. God He will never ask you to change and shift. And He won't let you do this alone. He won't. He walks the entire transition with you, okay? He gets you started with the warning in the front. He gets you through the process of change, and He'll make sure He's there to give you all the blessings for the cooperation and obedience, okay? He doesn't leave the process. It may feel scary, but you are not by yourself. Psalm 32:8 says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will guide you with my eye upon you. This is very, very true. You're not by yourself. Just listen. Pay attention to what you're feeling. Pay attention to what's in front of you. Now, what does changing things up actually look like? Reevaluating your systems. What needs to update, simplify, or be removed? This ain't the time to hold on to nothing. I'm telling you, open your hands for them blessings to come. Go through everything. What needs to be updated, reevaluated, simplified, removed. Let it go. and reassessing your relationships. This is when you pay attention to who is aligned with your next level, you know what I'm saying, where you going, and who is tied to the last level. This is not personal, okay? This is more than survival. It's your purpose in your life. I'm just saying, next level, last level. Be clear about what these relationships are. Define them so that you know what you're doing, okay? Refreshing your vision is next. Your vision needs maintenance. It must be checked. Polish it, and sometimes you have to rewrite it. You will be very, very surprised at how many times you really change your mind, or you're ready for something different or a new way of doing different things. Like I said, you're leveling up. It's new. It's a different place. So there's no reason for you to fight it. It's just the new evolution. And renew your personal habits. Leadership demands a routine that supports clarity, rest, growth, and accountability. Because this ain't the time, especially at the next level. You need to make sure that all your ducks is in a row. There's no time to be unsure, confused, and just stagnant. We're not doing that here, not now. Okay? Not later either. And reconnect yourself with God. He will always show up with the next level because he is slowing you down long enough so that you can see it. But you have to cooperate. Slow down long enough just to see it. Stop worrying about what's coming and what ifs and all that. Just slow down to pay attention to what he's showing you, he's already saying to you, and what you're already seeing and what you're already feeling. Because I'm sure you're in tune. I'm sure you are. Leaders of San Antonio, wherever you are entering a season where staying the same is no longer an option. No more. You are being called to shift. Okay, I heard you. I hope you heard me. You're being called to shift, to stretch, and to innovate, to release old patterns, to embrace new strategies, and to walk boldly into this next chapter, your next chapter, whatever that may look like for you. Knowing when to change things up, like just, you have to. You must know when to change things up because your calling is evolving. Your community is waiting, and God is preparing you for something new. Thank you for showing up intentionally. And you know what? I'm looking forward to you for next week. So I will see you next Tuesday, same place, same time. Everybody sit still in it so that you can evaluate what's going on and where you are. And don't feel bad. I'm talking about guilt-free because you've made it. You've reached that next level. So enjoy. See y'all next week. Bye.